Hello everybody, hope you're having a fantastic day today. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Today, want to talk about what I think is the most powerful heavy weapon in the game, the Gauss minigun. Going to show you everything you need to know about it and how to get it. Let's get into it here. Okay, so let's just start with the Gauss minigun and the mods on it and all that, and then I will show you how to get it. But just to show you what I'm using, I like to use a Furious Rapid. I do put intelligence on it as it does buff the energy damage if you have the right mods on it. It just buffs it a little bit, but it actually does. If you do want to test it for yourself, make sure you have it equipped when you do test it. You will see that it does make a difference. It depends what you're doing, if you're going to put the penta-barrel or the tri-barrel on, or maybe even the standard barrel. I will show the difference between the tri-barrel and the penta-barrel as we get into the video here, but just to keep going here with the mods and to maybe even show some of the paints here, this will not affect anything obviously other than the look. And onto the capacitor here. Just going to talk about the Tesla coils here. I could see why you would want to go with the dynamo, but for myself, I'm going with the capacitor. So if you want to get similar results to what I'm showing in the video, just saying that's what I'm using. And the gunner sights, of course. Now, if you want to get your hands on the Gauss minigun, you can come over to Crater here. You will have to have completed the quest involving Foundation and Crater in order to do this and have your reputation up to Ally. But when you do, you can come over here, talk to Mortimer. He will have the Gauss minigun and the plans. But yes, the only thing about it is getting your reputation to Ally. Now, I will link a video in the description that will show you and help you how to get here, just in case you need a little bit of help doing that. There is a lot of stuff you can do to increase your rep with the Raiders, like you can talk to Roxy and do some quests for her on a daily, and you can do the same thing with Ren. I will explain this in the video, links in the description. Now, just want to point out too, another way to get it is from Minerva, and she is at Foundation on the day I am releasing this video. Just going to show you how to come over here. She is again at Foundation just over here when you spawn in, and this is probably the best way, obviously the best way to get the Gauss minigun. It is a little bit cheaper. You do not have to do any quest in order to get it, and just wanted to throw that out there. Keep an eye out for Minerva. Also, another fun fact about the Gauss minigun is with the Grenadier perk card on, it will make your explosive radius bigger when you are firing the weapon, as you can see here. I don't really throw this on with my build, but just thought I would point that out. And to go on with the tri-barrel here, just want to show you against the Guardian, which you can more than do with this gun. I will show you a build at the end of the video, but just to show you with the tri-barrel, it is more than enough to take the Guardian out solo without having to go run and hide or anything like that. But I would lean towards the penta-barrel if you are fighting the Guardian. Now, if you're just running around, you know, not fighting the Guardian a lot and just doing an everyday thing and you want to use this weapon, I would maybe recommend you just use the tri-barrel. It does have a little bit more range, but the penta-barrel is doing more damage per second DPS in case you are wondering. And again, if you are fighting the Guardian, I would definitely lean towards using the penta-barrel, and you do not even need to stand on some pipes when you take out the Guardian. Just throwing that out there, as that might be nerfed come the next update. And yes, of course, if you need to take out any other enemy in the game, this weapon will easily do that. Now, onto the build that I'm using here. I kind of wanted to make this build just an overall to use and be able to solo the Guardian. So with what I'm showing here, you can just walk into the raid and solo the Guardian like I was showing. Of course, you could definitely make a better build for this that would just focus on farming the Guardian, but again, I wanted to give you guys a build here that I like to run around with, just so you know you can kind of do every day-to-day things that may be holding you back from a dedicated Guardian build. Now, same mutations as I've always been using or been using lately, like Adrenal, Bird Bones, Eagle Eyes, Egghead, Herbivore, Herd Mentality, Marsupial, Scaly Skin, and Speed Demon. Now, onto the armor that I'm using. Of course, it's not a bad idea to use power armor with this because of the stabilized perk. Just going to show you the armor that I use here. This is for farming the Guardian. I do run around with this as well, as it's not very bad. I like the plus intelligence for the extra XP, so just throwing that out there, this is what I do use to farm the Guardian or maybe run around. And I also use this one to run around if I want to be a little bit more overpowered, and I would probably use this power armor on the Snake at the part of the raid. And of course, this is just my opinion, just thought I would show you guys in case you want to get similar results to the video. And of course, as well, I wouldn't recommend always being in a power armor. The build that I showed, you can easily run around as I'm showing here and take out pretty much anything, and it won't be a problem, guys. It's just an overall decent build, just in case you wanted one. And just to show the armor that I'm using if you're not going to be in a power armor, the through hikers, the rangers, the overeaters, the fireproof, the poisoners, all this stuff really adds up, everybody, and it really seems to keep me alive in the long run. So again, if you want similar results, this is the armor that I'm using. And I would like to recommend maybe using a sidearm. The Gauss minigun ammo isn't exactly cheap, and it does waste it like very fast. So I would recommend maybe getting a cold shoulder or something like that just to have as a sidearm, you know, maybe a little bit of variety, and that'll definitely conserve some ammo for you. I would even recommend a 10mm pistol with this build. As you can see, I'm having no problem taking out regular enemies. Even a regular Scorch Beast here landed, had no problem taking it out with this 10mm pistol. Now, if that was flying around and it was legendary, probably still use the Gauss minigun, but just saying, it's fun to have a little sidearm on, you know, a little variety, and just so you can save some ammo. This is the 10mm pistol that I'm using. And I do recommend some buffs if you can. Black-Eyed Susan if you can get your hands on it, and big guns go a long way as well with this build. And yeah, everybody, that's, you know, my pick for the most damaging heavy gun in the game, the Gauss minigun. If you have not tried it, highly recommend that you do. I hope I covered everything that I could think of here. Let me know in the comments if I left anything out. And as always, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a pleasant evening.